You know why we travail? When I look at myself, I ask myself, if God is in me, where is he? I can't manifest enough of him. You know why we travail? If only me can govern the earth, why am I struggling with one territory? It means there is something about me that have not been realized. If God is in me, why is my life like this? I know you may have seen a little, but can you govern the whole earth? It means you have not begun to scratch your propensity. I know you have seen a little bit of glory, but the fullness of God is in you. When men see you, do they see God or they see a doctor? Do they see God or they see a lawyer? Do they see God or they see an engineer? So long as the fullness of God has not yet manifested, you need to travail. The only example that God pointed at was Jesus Christ. This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Guess what happened? At the age of 12, no professor could stand him. That's a man. The Bible said he asked them questions. For 3 days they couldn't answer. He answered it. When Jesus walked the earth, they were in the wedding in Canaan. John 2. The wine is out. I'm not a brew. I don't brew. I don't work in a wine factory. It doesn't matter. Put water in the jars. Fetch, go and give the governor. How did a carpenter know anything about wine? Oh, he was in a crusade. 5,000 men, not counting women and children. John 11 were hungry. What? Give them something. They said, Master, don't go there. Even a year's wages can't suffice. We are not talking wages here. We are talking divine order. What do you have? 5 loaves and 2 fish. Bring it. He gave thanks, broke it, give them. 5,000 men were fed. Women, children fed. 5 baskets left over. So there was ability to reproduce. Oh, he was in the boat. Let's cross to the other side. The storm came. Master, carest not down that we perish. He stood up. Hey, wind. The people became tired. Who is this? Nothing ever takes him unawares. Nothing ever overpowers him. Even the wind and the wave obeyed him. Who is this? The other time they were in the boat, they left at the 3rd watch. Jesus woke up. There was no boat. He was never stranded. The Bible says he came walking on water. As if that is not enough, he overtook a boat that left 9 hours earlier. And they say it's a ghost. They say, I don't have to be a ghost. I'm a man. You come, you can do it too. That was the first time Peter realized men walk on water. Men. It's not about me as Christ. There is something about the man. Lazarus was buried 4 days. He showed up. They say brain has decayed. He said roll away the stone. And he said Lazarus come forth. So nothing could die around him. Nothing could take him unawares. Nothing could overwhelm him. Nothing took him by surprise. And when he was about going, in John 14:12, he said, the works that I do, you shall do also. And he said, greater works than this. Hey, brothers and sisters, something must come out of you tonight. Please, while we appreciate earthly accomplishment, remember there is a heavenly standard. You must attain what Jesus attained. And he said you can go beyond. That's why we came to this mountain to travail. That's why we came here to cry. The propensity is too enormous for the manifestation that we see. A man that can rule the earth shouldn't struggle with one family. A man that can feed 5,000 shouldn't die of hunger. A man that can command the constellation to obey should not be a victim in his country or in his territory. There is something about us that has not yet manifested. This is why we must travail.